welcome back in. Fertility is something that's top of mind for so many families. And here in the Bay Area, Pacific Fertility Center is the premier provider for all things growing your family. Today, we get to meet Dr. Li Wing Li, a reproductive endocrinologist and infertility specialist. Dr. Li, welcome to Live in the Bay.
Hi, pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. Such an important topic that we're talking about today. So Pacific Fertility Center has one of the largest donor egg programs in California. What can you tell us about this program?
Yes, Pacific Fertility Center, we have launched our donor egg program 30 years ago, and since then has helped thousands of patients become parents through egg donation. We select our donors through a very rigorous screening process. Less than 5% of the applicants to the egg donor program become eligible. And we have a very large diversity of donors in our database.
Wonderful. So can you take me through a little bit in some more detail how those donors are screened? What are you looking for? What are you not looking for when it comes to people who want to donate?
Yeah, great question. PFC works with medical guidelines provided by ACOG, ASRM, and ACMG, which are professional organizations in our field. And those include reviewing 3 generations of a donor's medical, family, and genetic history. We perform screening ultrasounds to look at ovarian reserve and count the number of eggs that donors have. The donors undergo psychological evaluation, and they also undergo extensive genetic screening with a panel of 500 plus recessive genetic diseases. They also undergo blood tests as well as sexually transmitted infection disease testing according to FDA regulations.
All right, I know that brings some peace of mind to people thinking about that. So can the donor conceive children and their parents eventually meet the donors?
In most situations, the intended parents and donors choose to remain unknown to each other, so it is an anonymous process. However, PFC Egg Donor Program will assist in coordinating meetings between intended parents and donors based on the willingness of both parties.
Okay, sounds good. And can you talk about who might benefit from using donated eggs?
Yes, great question. Patients from various different backgrounds may benefit from donated eggs. So first of all, women who have decreased ovarian reserve may need egg donation in order to conceive a pregnancy. Same-sex male couples as well as single men are also patients who can benefit from egg donation.
Wonderful. So cool that this is an option these days. So how do parents choose their egg donor? Do they get to choose them?
Yes, they do. As I mentioned earlier, we have an extensive and diverse donor database, so the intended parents can go through our database and look at various profiles for our egg donors. Currently, there are about 70 to 80 donors in the program with frozen eggs available for immediate use. Now, patients can choose donors based on various criteria, including ethnicity, physical attributes, family medical history, personalities, etc.
Amazing. And what is the process like after someone chooses that egg donor? What happens next?
Yes, there are a couple of different ways that intended parents can conceive through egg donation. So using the frozen egg bank, the egg donors have already donated their eggs to our patients, and they are frozen in the bank, ready to be used. So once the intended parents select the donor, then they can authorize us to thaw the egg donors and fertilize donor egg with sperm and create embryos. And once the embryos are created, then the intended parent can come through and use medication to prepare their uterus, and then we'll transfer the embryo back into the uterus for a conception. Now, another way to use egg donation is through fresh egg donation, meaning that the egg donor has not donated their eggs yet. They will go through stimulation simultaneously as the recipient in preparing her uterus. So then both cycles will go synchronously. Once we retrieve the eggs, fresh eggs are fertilized with sperm and creating embryos, and the recipient's uterus is ready at the same time, and then we can transfer immediately an embryo into the recipient's uterus for pregnancy.
Okay, wonderful. So exciting for these families to be able to do this. If someone is watching today and they say, this might be a good option for me, I would love to learn more information. How can they learn more?
Yes, we welcome all inquiries. Please go on our website, pacificfertilitycenter.com, to learn more about our egg donor program.
Wonderful. Thank you again so much, Dr. Lee. This has been so informative. Thank you.